Alright, before we begin this video, I just want to real quick say that I do not hate Slipknot. In fact, I am a pretty big maggot myself. I did not mean for my last video to offend anyone. If it did, I have I have enabled likes and dislikes because simply it's just kind of demotivating to see the video get hate because I think I made a point that I didn't want Jim to leave. But in case it offended you, I apologize. I understand Slipknot fans really don't want members to leave. It's terrible to see Paul died, and then Joey left, and then Chris being kicked. So I get it. We do not want to see another member leave, but my video was not pure hate. It wasn't hate at all. It was just my personal opinion between me and quite a few people discussing whether or not we think that Jim is going to even want to stay in Slipknot. So that's pretty much all my video was about. So I'm again sorry if I offended anyone, and let's get on with the rest of this video. Chris Fehn, number 3 of Slipknot, recently has disbanded from the band due to reasons of money and royalties not being paid. If you don't know who Chris Fehn is, he is number 3, the percussionist. He has been with the band since their release of Self-Titled, and he's been a pretty important member. I'd like to say a lot of people don't seem to think that the Slipknot percussionists are in fact important, even though one of them literally made the band, not Chris but SHAWN. I still think Chris is important. And it really, really sucked to see him go because he was actually one of my favorite members. I love his mask, and he has a good vocal range. No hate on the new guy. I understand it's not his fault that Chris was kicked from the band. But there's some shady stuff going on within Slipknot. I'm still going to follow Slipknot. I'm still going to listen to the new We Are Not Your Kind album. Really sucks to see him go after Paul and Joey, but you know, I guess continuing on with 1, 2, 3, Jim is next probably. I hope not, because again that would be another member gone. But Chris was suing the band. I'm pretty sure he still is. It was dropped. I think he's requesting it to be picked back up. I'm sure you can check Wildwire. They're going to be on top of that story. But Chris has been with the band for so long. He has done so much, but like recently some video interviews have surfaced. I'll go ahead and let that play out.
A few lines, the first album, what is it?
That was pretty much the hazing part for me. You know, oh man, that was a rough time for me because they wouldn't let me record. Like halfway through the record, they just wouldn't let me record on any of the songs, and
because you were new or something.
Yeah, and just they just weren't gonna hand this to me,
So you had to earn your place.
Yeah, absolutely.
How?
Yeah, it was difficult. It's to understand Slipknot back then is really difficult because it's like such mental abuse.
Now, I would say since that interview, Chris has obviously gotten comfortable within the band, and it seems he was even allowed to record some stuff. But just having that stigma of the band never loving Chris at first, because that interview goes on. I will put a link in the description for that interview so you can see what all he talks about and how the members treated him. But obviously Chris was a part of the band for 5 albums. He participated on all 5, well, for the most part. But now it was said that Shawn and Corey, and I don't even know if anyone else was really involved, but they seem to be the 2 band leaders since Joey and Paul's departure. But he says they had set up separate entities to collect money for Slipknot, so he was not getting full payment and thus sued the band. It was said that he didn't want to leave Slipknot, but obviously after you sue the band, it's kind of difficult to stay in it. But yeah, overall it just really, really, really sucks that Chris is gone. But Slipknot's carrying on, and you can see their Jimmy Kimmel performance. They did a tour for the album that's not even out yet, so I really don't know how that works out. The new guy seems to be fine, but it just really sucks that another member of Slipknot's gone, and another one could possibly be gone. Who's next? I don't know. Predicting that We Are Not Your Kind is going to be the band's last album. It's just, it seems like it's gotten to a point. Anyway, that's my video about Chris Fehn. I know this one probably isn't as long as the other one about Jim, but that's mostly because I don't want to trigger anyone again. So please enjoy, and bye.
For me personally, maybe a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah,
Wow,
I mean,
how
I
come?
just don't know.
What's going on? It's me in the closet, where you record, because the audio is terrible everywhere else in my house. I just want to make it very clear this video is not intended to hate on anyone in Slipknot, whether it's Jim, Chris, or Corey, or even Sean. It's not to hit on any of the maggots. Hit on? No, hate on. So please do not be offended by this. I am really sorry if I offended you with anything I've ever said. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'll put the link to that interview with Chris in the description, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Now,